The Get Better podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The opinions expressed are those of the participants. Please remember to gamble responsibly.
Welcome to Get Better for October 28th. The boys are back in action after a long hiatus. Luke, how are you, buddy?
Good. Full 2 months.
Like
8
what?
weeks we've been off. Like, I forget how to do this. What are we even going to talk about?
It took me forever just to set this whole contraption up. It was ridiculous. I completely forgot that I needed a wire that goes into the camera here.
Yeah. It's far too long, to say the least. And at a time when sports is on an absolute high, there's so much going on, so much we could have talked about. We're not going to sit here and labor on the excuses around why, but we took a bit of a hiatus.
We did.
Excited to be back, and lots to get caught up on here. I think a few tardy takes coming down the line here.
Hey, but before we even get started, Luke, I don't know if you realize this, but congratulations. It is our first anniversary of us starting this out.
Look at that, eh?
Look at us go.
Yeah, look at that. 1 full year.
One full calendar year.
Who thought we would have made it this far? I mean, the fact that we took 2 months off in the end, we'll let that slide.
We really let it really drop the ball heading into our anniversary. So looking for big things for 2022. Maybe we'll double our followers. That would be kind of cool.
That would be nice. Yeah. Double up the followers, get a few more people listening. I think something that's on the horizon for us, a few more guests. That's going to be something that I want to get some more people on the podcast. I want to talk to a few folks, get some better tips, understand the betting world a little bit more. Quite honestly, it's been a rough start for me in the NFL season in terms of some of the picks that I've been making. I feel like I need to go back and listen to the beginning of the podcast journey. We talked a lot about NFL. I won't lie. I've placed way too many parlays. And that was the one thing we did learn from the parlay episode. I'm like, why am I doing this? Stop doing this.
You know,
like I did all that education for what reason? So it's good to go back and do your homework over again, right?
It really is. No matter how disciplined we were getting, you can revert back so easily. And that's gambling.
You chase the big ticket.
Oh my gosh, I was doing 18 parlays, right? just because I'm like, well, here we go. That'll set me up with something. But no, hit 4 like nothing.
Yeah. You can drain the bank account pretty quick with parlays, learning that the hard way. So it's time to get disciplined again. Time to get back in action. I'm excited to get this fired up again, and get going and get back on track. So why don't we? Lots to catch up on. Lots has happened. And little teaser. Obviously, we're gonna touch on a couple tardy takes because we have been out of the loop on a couple things, some big sporting events and start to leagues and things like that have transpired as we've been off for the last 2 months. But first, maybe let's circle back to the last podcast and the last time we did this on NFL, and it was at the start of the NFL season. And we went through and took our divisional picks, broke it all the way down, made a prediction on the Super Bowl and who we thought was going to be there in the end. So maybe let's start there, a little bit of a recap, see how we're doing and where we're at.
So this is a new segment we are calling, what are we going to call this here? Let's go with flawless and fallacy.
You're just going to make this up on like right off the cuff. We're just going to make up a new segment, call it something.
Like a hit and miss,
Well, a hit and miss is good. Flawless and fallacy. Is that what
let's coin our own phrase or something.
You went through this, the thesaurus on this one, right?
Totally looked at like synonyms of like bad and good or incorrect and correct. Ended up with flawless and fallacy.
Yeah, we're gonna come up for another. We'll have another name for a segment like this. We probably won't keep that consistent and call it that, but we'll roll with that for now. So
AFC East.
Let's start there. AFC East.
You got this.
Yeah. So AFC East division. I went Buffalo on this one at 4-2. I had Buffalo going all the way to the Super Bowl still. I'm still holding on to that. I do like the Bills. I still stand by the head coach. I still stand by the fact that I think Josh Allen is a really good quarterback. Big man that can move. He's athletic. I think he's got a great arm. I still like Buffalo here to compete and kind of be right there in the mix. So I'm standing by that. I'm marking that. What do we call this? A flawless.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, you're flawless. Then you're going flawless. So
I'm
like,
flawless
I had Miami, absolute fallacy. It was an absolute joke of a pick. That's really I'll blame Homer. Right? It's me. I took a shot at it. I'm ready for Tua to go. Can't wait for this trade to happen. Not too pleased that it's going to be Deshaun Watson, but we need a quarterback. It sounds like this trade's going to happen the next week, so we'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Too far down the line though now, 1-6. Okay, AFC West. So this one here, I think maybe you want to.
I just want to like pop the top here a bit. Like, I gotta admit, this is one I'm most proud of, because you laughed at me and I got a bet on this one. I have a bet here that's going to pay out huge if the Raiders hang on and win this division. They had them ranked as the last team in there, and I will say I'm really happy when I said, and I quote, the Kansas City Chiefs have peaked.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'll hand it.
Flawless.
I'll hand it to you. I took Kansas City. I don't know what's going on in KC. I don't know what's up there anymore. I can guarantee you majority of the listeners, majority of people that bet still probably would have taken KC coming out of this division. Not many had the foresight that you had. So hats off to you, sir. On Vegas.
Thank you.
Truthfully, like for me, I would have had Vegas in that third slot here. I would have had LA maybe even up there before Vegas, but wow.
It's close.
Wow.
It's
and
close.
They've kept it rolling after the Gruden, Gruden step down.
That fiasco there.
Oh my gosh, awful, just brutal. But they've kept it rolling. Do you see the
owner's haircut?
Yeah, it's it's so weird, man. What is
as a bald guy, I shouldn't be making fun of haircuts, but man.
No, but you know what? I would take a bald bean over that haircut. No question. Lob it all off. Time to go. Is it a wig? I wonder if it's a wig, but it's
got to be something.
Awful. Does not look good. Okay.
AFC North.
Yeah.
So who'd you have here?
I had Cleveland here at 4-3.
Yeah.
And now,
looking
sadly,
shaky.
So banged up too.
Yeah. I think you're in a little bit of trouble.
Too many guys. That I'm struggling on that one. I felt really good about it, and I think if they hadn't gotten into the injury trouble that they're in right now, they might still be in the mix there. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, they're 1 win away, but we're gonna from sort of being in that 5-3 spot there. But it could be a tall order with the injuries that they're facing right now. So and especially when you consider what's happening with what you're going to say is a flawless take, super hot take on this one.
Super hot take again. Like I have to feel like I almost feel like an expert now with this Joe Burrow's call it, like easily the best quarterback in that division. I think I said he's showing that. Now I did not take Bengals because I knew they'd be improved. I knew they'd be there, but I still had Baltimore. The fact the Bengals showed up and really took it to the Ravens last week tells me I may be off with my Ravens pick, but really happy that I had that Joe Burrow's pick locked. Jamar Chase looks unreal.
Yeah, since he's got it rolling, that's going to be a fun division to watch down the stretch. And I know what you're saying here. You're feeling like an expert on the Burrows picks. We're going to knock you off that post when we get to the NFC North in a second here. We're going to make sure we circle back on that. Yeah, AFC South.
Yeah,
I had Tennessee here. Still feel really good about that.
Looking good.
Derrick Henry is like a man on a mission.
He's getting better.
How is this man getting better?
I was watching a workout of his, and this guy is a machine. Like I've always never wanted to pick him up in fantasy because I'm worried about the passing. I always like guys that catch the ball too. This guy is insane with the rushing yards he's putting up with.
Yeah,
he's still so young too.
Yeah, it is. It's super impressive.
Yeah.
Super
Hall of Fame
impressive.
back. Hall of Fame back. He's going
Yeah.
in the Hall of Fame. Like,
Yeah,
he's
I
crazy.
get behind that for sure. But they got it rolling right now. 3 straight wins.
Mhm.
Big game this week though against your boy there.
That's it. What did I say? I said Wentz. Again, I have the Colts to make it to the Super Bowl. I know that was a wide. I know it feels weird, right? But
Yeah, still feels
the
weird.
Colts could very easily be at the same record as Tennessee, and I got them to win this week. The Colts win this week, and this is where that people are going to really start to notice them. So again, I feel really confident about where the Colts are at. I would love to bet more money on the Colts.
Yeah, this one will be a fun one this week to see that come together. I think Tennessee won the first matchup against these two. I think it was week 1. Was it not? Something back there. I can't remember when it was. But these two are going to go toe to toe this week. It's going to be fun to watch. I think it's going to be a really good one. I'm excited about that one for sure. All right, let's roll to the NFC.
In the East?
Yeah, let's start with the East here. Again, I gotta give my hats off to you on
Barry Horowitz, buddy. Barry Horowitz. Tap the back here.
Gosh, man.
Dallas Cowboy.
Dallas. Hey.
Heck, come on.
No, I did not expect Washington to be quite as bad as what we've seen.
Fitz did get injured. That probably factored in, but they're just not that good.
But I still don't think their defense has been as strong as as it could have been. They've allowed 210 points. Is that most in the league right now to date? It is. So that defense I was banking on that defense being pretty strong there. And it's been atrocious to say the least. And you know what? I'm not a Cowboys fan by any means. Never have been, and probably never will be. But I like what I've seen from Dak, right? Like he's
back
looked
player of the year.
100%.
Yeah.
He's looked really, really good. If you're a Cowboys fan, you're feeling very, very confident with what you have right now.
Yeah.
It is a terrible division, no question. Like, let's be honest, with that division is not great. Yeah. But still at 5-1, you're feeling pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. They got her going. All right. AFC West.
NFC.
NFC West.
NFC West.
Man, did we miss
we
Kyler Murray? Wow. Wow. Yeah. This one was brutal. What did you call it? What are we calling this?
This is absolute
segment now. Fallacy or whatever you called it. Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
I'm not feeling the name so much anymore. We'll have to, like, any listeners out there, give us your own little take on good and bad. We need something, because feel like flawless and fallacy aren't gonna make it.
Yeah, no.
But absolute disaster. Like we both had the 49ers. I don't know what's going on there too with the running back. Like they get this running back in the third round. They're playing a rookie they took in, I believe, in the 6th or something like that. I don't understand what's going on there, but I never had the Cardinals being this good. And to be honest, I do not think they're this good. I think they come back down to earth. But I definitely don't think the 49ers are winning this division anymore.
Interesting. Yeah. You know what? The test is this week for the Cardinals against Green Bay. We're gonna see what they have. The thing about San Fran, when you look at, they've lost 4 straight here now, right? Yeah. But when you look, like, they lost to Green Bay 30-28, right? So they were in it. They lost to the Seahawks by 7. So they lost by touchdown to the Seahawks. Yeah. Then they lost by a touchdown. It's just, and then they get the game against the Colts was awful. I don't know what's going on in San Fran, but that's one that I'll flat out say big miss on our part. To both have San Fran, especially when you consider, because the Rams are good too. Like, the Rams are really good.
I couldn't get every division right. Like, I couldn't go 8 for 8, but I feel really confident where we're at. But that was a big game.
Yeah, you've done pretty solid so far.
Like, no joke. Like I've done better than you at this. Like, let's not share. Let's not share.
Yeah, sure. If you want to tally up, that's fine. We'll see how far.
Where do we want to go next?
See if your Colts are going to make the Super Bowl, because at the end of that's all that really matters. Who's in the Super Bowl?
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
And we both have the same pick in the Super Bowl in Green Bay. And quite honestly, the next 2 divisions are kind of right where we thought they were going to be. Green Bay leading the division in terms of the North. Easily. But let's just pause for a second, because you felt really confident about your hot takes on quarterbacks, right? You felt good about Wentz. You know, you're very hot to trot right now on Burrow and Cincy. But I do recall when we first started going through this division, and I believe I said, you've got Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit, don't even worry about it. And you stopped me, you said, hang on, don't say Detroit, don't worry about it. Because Jared Goff, I'm telling you right now, is that real deal. 0-7 right now. 0-7.
It's bad. Little egg on the face here for sure. It's that was definitely a misread. I was expecting a little bit more. Now, don't get me wrong, they lost a few heartbreakers last second. The coach was crying already. Like, it's been a rough start, but
they got a chance this week.
Here's a hot take for you. I don't think they finished last in that division. They find a way to squeak this out. I think the Bears are absolutely disgusting. So it's a hot take.
Yeah. Wow.
But at this point, I'm like, just friggin' tank, take the next best thing, because this is bad.
Yeah. You can't be rolling into next season with Jared Goff as your quarterback. That's just not going to work. They got a chance this week against Philly, right? That could be a matchup that maybe they could pull something out, but it's an awful football club. Feel bad for the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
And then NFC South
kind of both locked this in. So
locked this one in with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And I kind of I wavered a lot on Tampa Bay being there in the finals again. But do we see it in the playoffs somewhere here, another Green Bay Tampa potential match? Well, I don't know. Could be really fun to watch those two go toe to toe. There's been a lot of banter between the two of them on social as of late. Like, Tom made some really funny comments about Aaron Rodgers.
What did he say? I missed that.
He made some comments around owning a portion of Chicago or something like that. They've been back and forth a little bit, because they also played that they did that golf match together.
Oh yes,
Bryson and Phil, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that could be a fun one to watch down the stretch.
But I got it. Tom Brady right now, I did not like him for like the first 10 years of his career. I love this guy now. I think it's because he's like my own age and he's playing in there, playing in the NFL, and I'm walking around with a bunion on my foot and I can't even and this guy's just living his greatest life ever.
Yeah. Julian Edelman called him out this week.
What did he say?
Did you see that? Julian Edelman called him out this week. He's like, you went to Tampa and you won a Super Bowl. You want to impress me? Go play for the Jets. Go play for the Jets and get something done. I loved it. I called it out. And then I was thinking, like, does he accept the challenge? You imagine? Like, finds a way, makes it.
Like, he's only
awesome.
coming to your team, to the Jets, as a joke, like to beat his buddies. Like, that's what
they'd
probably take it too. But hey, the one takeaway I will say is, watch out for Atlanta. There's something going on in Atlanta right now. Just keep your eye on them.
Interesting. They won their last two.
I see them squeaking into the playoffs. Not that they're gonna make some noise. Yeah. I love the tight end Pitts. Love them. Got them on almost every fantasy team I have. Dropped 163 yards last week. Like, just keep your eye on that Tampa team. That's all. Or sorry, that Atlanta team.
The Atlanta team. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean,
keep your eye.
They beat the Dolphins by 2 last week, which isn't saying a lot, but
it's all right.
Yeah, you never know. Anything can happen. Game. All right, so that's where we're at. How you feeling overall? You're feeling pretty good.
I feel great. Feel where I feel very confident.
Are you making any changes to your Super Bowl prediction? Are you still? I think. I mean, well, you can make any change you want. Right now, you have Green Bay and Indy. I've got Green Bay and Buffalo. Are you making any changes there? Are you still feeling confident? You sticking to it? You're going to ride it out?
I am feeling confident in my pick. I see for sure Green Bay there. Buffalo is the one team that scares me. Maybe the Bengals do, but honestly, I trust that Colts team. I trust that that defense. Wow. Yeah. Just keep an eye on it for them.
Yeah. I'm going to still
not getting a bye. They're not getting a bye, that's for sure. But.
No. I'm gonna still hold firm on the Buffalo too.
Okay.
We're gonna ride that one out again. Mainly, I said it before in the last podcast. I just really want to see what Buffalo as a city does in the Super Bowl. I just want to see that
they stink in the Super Bowl. You know what? I honestly, I would love, as a Fish fan, for them to get to the Super Bowl just to lose it. Like, that would make me smile. Like, it would make me smile.
That's terrible. Terrible. Yeah. So I'm going to hold on that, but there's still a lot to play out here, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Cincy's he's a scary team. I still think Baltimore is still scary.
Baltimore
too.
Still, I still think owns that division, but
yeah.
We'll see.
It'll be, it's gonna be fun to watch down the stretch. Sure. All right, cool. So that's a little catch up on NFL, but as we said, it's been 2 months. There's been a couple things that have happened. Few tardy takes here. Where do we want to start?
Hey, Luke, did you hear the Jays almost made the playoffs and they just missed by a game? That's how long it's been.
Yeah.
Like the Jays were in a playoff race the last time.
Mm-hmm. The last time we did a podcast, I think they were a game back
too. It was really thrilling.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
Yeah.
When I stop and I think and I look back at the Jays and the season, it was that middle portion of the season where the bullpen let them down way too many times, right?
Oh, yeah.
The
Always.
team came out, built up a lead, and that's it. That's all they needed was one game. They should have won one of those games. Just one of those games. Like that, is that not pro sports for you? How close you can be? It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me ask you this question. Jays next year make the playoffs. They make the playoffs.
If we sign some of these guys that we're about to lose, like we need Ray back.
You need Robbie.
To be honest, I would love to get Simeon back. Love to have him back. I'm a little bit worried that he's going to get some money elsewhere. But I think we are. Like, again, we should, if you're trusting the process, we're going to get a little older. We should bring in some new arms, hopefully.
If you can only sign one of those two guys, who are you signing?
We need pitching, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we need pitching.
With you on that. I mean, you got to sign Ray back. I think you absolutely have to bring him in his tight pants back. We just had a good time.
I was going to say other tardy take right up your alley. Ryder Cup
happened in the 2 months, and maybe the greatest golfing event in the world, without a doubt, in my mind. Like, yes, all the majors.
Why do you like it so much? Why do you like it so much?
There's something so unique about the Ryder Cup, the emotion of it. These guys play in majors, and you see them play, and yeah, you know what? They sometimes they might have a lead, they fumble down the stretch, they lose. Anybody can, but it doesn't compare to the emotion and the nerves that come with playing for your team. These guys don't play on a team, and it's an individual sport. This event is an individual sport played as a team. So you can easily let your team down if you don't win a match. You don't make a putt, you do something. We've seen it happen. It's happened with Hunter Mahan, and we need data here to circle back and give me the date on when this happened. But it was in Europe. The Americans, Hunter Mahan, I remember, he like crumbled down the stretch, missed the putt, was completely heartbroken because they had a chance, and everything was kind of like riding on Hunter Mahan. And being in Europe and being in Britain, the post game or the post, like the press conference in at the end of the event, the British media just wouldn't lay off. Kept asking him question. He broke down. He cried. That man has never been the same since. Never. You don't hear his name on the top of the leaderboards. Ryder Cup broke him. And that's the beautiful thing about the Ryder Cup. The emotions, there's so many swings to it. Not this year, because the Americans absolutely stomped on them 19-9, which is the largest margin of victory since they started the 28-point format. They coined this one the slaughter by the water. It wasn't even close. Like, not even close. And I'm telling you, 2 years from now in Italy, when they do this thing in Rome, it's going to be, I think it's in Rome. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what Europe does, because this American team is strong now. It's a ton of youth. They had something to prove this go around. They were tired. They've lost 7 of the last 10 to the US. Been tired of losing. They proved that. They came out and just stomped on Europe. I question a lot of the picks that Europe made too. I think they had some veteran presence in there they didn't need. They got to find some young kids that can come out with the same kind of vibe that the US had. Just a great tournament. I love it. I watched a ton of it. I won't lie. I watched a lot of it. And we did not cover it all on the podcast.
So I didn't. My only takeaway was I liked seeing Bryson and Brooks hug at the end and like come together. And apparently, remember, it was Craig Scott, big fan of the show. He was the one that
Long-time
mentioned
listener.
Long-time listener. He's been, honest. Where's the podcast, guys? He's the one that came up with it, told us about that media award the PGA gives away.
Yeah,
right.
Social media.
The social media award, right?
The social media bonus,
right? And apparently, one of them referenced that recently. So again, it makes me think, conspiracy.
Bryson was on another podcast. We're not going to mention
Not ours.
Names. No, unfortunately, he couldn't make ours. We reached out. He was tied up at the time. He unfortunately couldn't make ours. That's fine. We'll get him on another time. Quite honestly, I think our schedule might have been too full anyways. We were trying to find a way to slot him in. We're trying to squeeze him in there. So maybe just apologies to Bryson. We'll get you on next time. That's what we'll do. But he was on another podcast and made a comment about it. And I think he made a comment to the effect that he acknowledged the fact that the PGA had come out with this social bonus.
This PIP program came out. I don't know if you guys know, it's a player impact program. So there's a lot of incentives to create clicks and likes for the PGA Tour and us players. As at the end of the year, every year we get a bonus based off of who's the top.
Really? On clicks?
Well, there's Google searches. Look, Tiger's probably going to be number one.
Yeah.
Right. Because he's just the most known relevant golfer.
So the PGA put that into place.
Yes, the PGA for players that may have not been, create hype for the tour and everything like that. But it's going to also hurt some players like John Rahm or Patrick Cantlay, even though he bagged $20 million in 2 weeks. Winning helps, playing well helps and all that. But there's certain players like Colin Morikawa is not going to probably get anything from it. Only the top 10 social media influencers on the tour will get that bonus. And it's huge.
Wow.
It's a lot of money.
Really?
Smarter than the PGA Tour, quite honestly, because they need it.
Let's do it.
Anyways, that was a Ryder Cup, fun one. We missed that.
NHL started.
NHL started, and the Leafs stink. Awful, man. They suck.
Do they make the playoffs?
It's so early that I think it's so early right now that anybody listening to this as a Leafs fan are going to be like, you guys are ridiculous because it's way too early to make a judgment call on whether they make the playoffs. I think if they make the playoffs, they squeak it in. They're not going to win the division.
No,
they're not going to win the division. I think that there is something fundamentally wrong with this group. I do. I think there's an issue in the locker room. I think there's still that sense of entitlement. I'm so bullish on the Leafs now. I'm so fed up and angry about it. That just like even last night against Chicago, you go down 2-0 against Chicago. They got nobody in the line.
They haven't won.
They're dealing with chaos surrounding the franchise right now. The organization, they're going through an absolute mess. Yeah, they squeak one out and they have to get it done in overtime on
confidence builder.
And that's basically what you look at. So to me, the next game against Detroit on Saturday will be a focal point. Right. I think we have to see, are they going to build off of this now, right the ship and get it going? I don't know. I don't know.
I smell a blockbuster coming, a big blockbuster trade. I'm saying multiple players, big names coming both ways. I don't know where it's going to happen, but I have that funny feeling that this is coming.
I will say here, hot take on this one. I don't think Matthews is a Maple Leaf for very much longer.
Come on.
I don't think so.
Okay.
He might be this season. But if I tell you right now, if they don't make the playoffs and if they make the playoffs and don't get out of round one, there's a shakeup happening. And I bet you he's leaving. I bet you he wants out.
Just crazy trade option. Just play me out for a second here. Would you trade Marner and Matthews for McDavid? Would you do it? If you're the Leafs, would you do it?
Oh my God.
Would you do it? And then if you're Edmonton, would you take it?
No, Edmonton's never taking that. There's no way. He's their franchise player. He's the best player in the league. And when you look at what Edmonton's doing right now, they're rolling. I can't see that happening.
I know.
Ooh, that's a good one. Why?
I know.
Do you take that? We take
100%.
I think I would take that trade.
I'd
yeah,
take
I
that
would.
trade.
I
I'm
would
at the
take
point
that
where now
trade.
I'm
Take Connor.
Like I'm big on the process. As you get younger, you should get better, but I'm not seeing the growth from this team. So, I think this is the last chance. Like if we keep this team into the playoffs, it's going to get blown up if they don't do anything.
Yeah.
Quick,
how about Calgary too? Calgary. To the Flames.
Yeah.
Looking good. Montreal's in a bit of trouble, but
Ovechkin. Okay, I know we're gonna have a big debate on this one. Like I know this is huge. Ovechkin leading league in goals already. Okay, and I know we're probably gonna have very different opinions on this, but does Ovechkin break Gretzky's record?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree too. Okay, let's move on.
Good thing we had that debate. All right. 100% he does. That's good. And he looks amazing right now. Yeah. Good debate. Yeah. Embrace debate on that one.
Final one. Raptors. 2-3 start. Pascal's still in the lineup. How are you feeling? Do you think they make the playoffs?
You know what? I think it's a tall order for this group. I like what I've seen so far. I mean, even though they're, 2-3 now?
2-3, yep.
Super, super early.
Yep.
But I'm fully bought in on Nick Nurse.
Yes.
And I'm fully bought in on this team coming together. And quite honestly, at the start of the season, and obviously when they lost Kyle, I kind of took a step back and was like, okay, so who's your leader on this team now? Like who's gonna be the guy? Freddie is showing me something here. Like I think Freddie puts this squad on his back. He's taking over.
Yeah.
Right. And I love the guy. We're seeing him start take a stranglehold on games when he needs to, and being that guy that's going to be clutch. He's going to be there for them. I kind of like where they are. I think it's a tall order. Maybe they just squeak in. Maybe play in.
So I think when Pascal gets back, the idea of, Pascal, OG, and Scotty Barnes playing on the court together is fascinating to me. I can't wait to see what we can do there. Mm-hmm. There's something about our team too that I love. I feel like there's this little bit of almost like a calm arrogance that we think and we know that we're smarter than the other teams. Like we're trying different shit. Like we're trying things on defense that no one else is really doing. And I'm fully bought into Nurse, believe in what he's doing. And we're so young, so we're gonna lose a lot. But I think we squeak in. I think I'm going 6th seed. That's where I'm pegged right now.
Yeah, I mean the best thing for this team is the fact that I don't know there's a lot of expectation on them to win. A lot of people don't think they're going to get there.
Internally, I bet you. Internally,
100%. But that's the mentality, right? It's like, well, we just play the underdog here, prove everybody wrong.
They laugh. They see those charts too. They see the power rankings that people, but they just go, okay.
Oh yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. At the end, they're going to be fun to watch. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be really fun to watch. It might be the most entertaining team throughout the winter in Toronto to watch. That's straight jab at the Leafs, but it's going to be fun to watch them down the stretch. So, like we said, lots has happened. NHL started.
Luke,
NBA started. Yeah.
Data Dude, huge stat from Data Dude. I think this needs to get out to the listeners. Something interesting is happening in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
So he just sent me this stat that, last year was the first year ever that home teams didn't win the majority of games in the NFL. Obviously, there was no fans in the stands. Kind of that home field advantage was kind of gone.
Yeah.
This year, right now, home teams are 48.6% winning the games. So under 50% of the time. That's never happened in a real season.
Wow.
So what this tells me is that the data is a little skewed and home teams are going to win. So something to keep in mind over the next little while you're placing bets. Bet on those home teams. Bet on those home teams.
You think it's going to swing? You think it's going to swing back the other way?
Has to. We've got 40 years of history that's telling us it's going to swing back. So it'll swing back.
Wow.
Thanks, Data Dude. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it also could conflict with the road dogs theory that we have too.
Yeah.
Right.
They
Lots of variables as always.
lots of variables, but I
betting.
just know I'm going to be betting a
But
little
good
bit more on
stat.
teams right now. Yeah.
Good
Interesting stat.
We'll pay attention to that this weekend.
Yeah.
See what happens on that front and see if we start to see that swing back towards home side favorite. Wow. Okay, cool.
Well, great to do a pod again, buddy.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah.
Good to be back and rolling again. Some exciting things coming down. We still may or may not buy a horse. I know we talked about that.
Horse. We got to get the horse. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We got to figure that horse stuff out. But I think you talked about it right off the top. Guest. I think we have a guest lined up.
Yeah. Next week.
Guest lined up.
Next week, be good to have a guest on. Yeah. Who's been playing around in the prop builder space.
Yes.
Can you give us some tips,
prop
man?
Builder.
Yeah. Gonna get and this gentleman loves his prop, so maybe we'll get some tips on that.
Can't wait.
And try to right the ship, because like I said, I'm bleeding hard right now. I gotta stop with the parlays. It's enough already. All right. That's it. We'll be back next week. Special guest. Tune in. It's gonna be a fun one.
Thanks for listening.